Hello there, Michaelers. Pearl Jr. here. I hope everyone is having a great day. Well, in 3 months, in 2 months, in 1958, three of the world's biggest pop stars were born. Prince was born June 7th, 1958. Madonna was born today, August 16th, 1958. And 2 weeks later, Michael Jackson was born August 29th, 1958. Wow, isn't that amazing? So from June, July, August, we got three of the biggest pop stars in the same year being born. And I like to say happy birthday to Madonna. She is 64 today. Wow, girl, 64. She's still the Madonna though. She's still the same Madonna. She's just older. All right. And got more kids. Okay. I have a Madonna story I've never told you guys about. Okay. One of my friends, her brother, who I was friends with too, was one of Madonna's backup singers. And he was in Dress You Up with My Love video. And one day, I was over his house, and Madonna came over and to pick him up for rehearsal. And at the front door were double doors. Was the staircase. So when she came in, I guess she didn't want to be confronted with gawking eyes or people asking her questions. She just took it upon herself to just go upstairs and get Lynn. Okay, I guess it was just nervousness. Could have been cockiness. Madonna, she bold. Okay, and just went upstairs, and then she just came down, and we all said, "Hi, Madonna," and she just kind of waved and left, right? So that's my little Madonna meeting story, that she came to the house that I was in to pick up her background singer who was a friend of mine. All right, that's my Madonna story, but happy birthday, Madonna, and thanks, Madonna, for supporting Michael. I know she said that date where they went, I don't know, to AMAs, Grammys, I can't remember the names of the shows where she was wearing the white and Michael looked great. She said that was the best date she ever had, and I bet it was, girl. I bet it was. All right, so here we go. So today is also the 45th anniversary of Elvis being announced dead, right? What a coincidence that is, right? Tomorrow's my son's birthday, so ahead of time, happy birthday, Khalil. Okay, so anyway, but that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna celebrate it with him tomorrow and with the family over the weekend, I think. All right, so Michael copied Elvis's death hoax. He married Elvis's daughter. He did a ceremony, a fake ceremony, in the Dominican Republic. That's not here in the United States, just like he married Debbie Rowe in Australia, because as long as those marriages are not registered in the United States, they're not married here in the United States. It doesn't matter. They're not legally married here. And I looked and looked and looked, and I found no registration of a Debbie Rowe and Michael Jackson marriage here, or a Lisa Marie and Michael Jackson marriage here. You can file divorce papers. It doesn't matter. You just take papers and you just send them to the court's office, and they just stamp them, and that's that, right? So anyway, so it doesn't mean anything, right? So anyway. And no property changed hands as far as Lisa Marie and Michael's concerned. And in the Alive 3, I explained why Lisa Marie, stop lying, Lisa. You know that the marriage was illegitimate. Come on, you know it was. Because of the rules of the Dominican Republic, you got to be divorced for 10 months. In order for your divorce to be final to marry someone else is because of pregnancy, right? And the magistrate that conducted the ceremony was in the wrong jurisdiction, okay? And it's marriage under Michael's wrong name, Michael Joseph Jackson, when the passport number is the same, but the name don't match. I mean, all kinds of games that Michael plays. So Lisa, you signed an NDA, you can never tell that it was illegitimate, but we know. And when she was divorced, it was only weeks, before the divorce. And her husband that she supposedly divorced still lived in her house, in the back house, so to speak. I'm just saying. Come on, Lisa. Come on, girl. You know the marriage was legit. But I do thank you for being there for Michael. That was important. That was important. You were there for Michael, so I thank you for that. All right. So let's move on with the just like Elvis, right? Because Elvis was thought to have a death announcement, right? Thought to be faked his death. Elvis thought Elvis faked his death, right? Just like with Tupac, but we're not talking about Tupac today. We're talking about Elvis. All right. So I'm going to show you guys so many similarities. Just like Lisa said to Oprah, play after play after play was identical to her dad's, the death, okay? Michael copied it, okay? I told you guys the thing, I had 2 notebooks full of notes in 2010, in early 2010, that was all the oddities and weird stuff and lies and misrepresentations and things that weren't true about the weirdness about Michael's death, right? And I wrote the book Suicide. That was released May 2010. And in there, I have a chapter called Just Like Elvis. So if you guys want to, it's e-movie book. It's called Suicide. Did Michael Jackson fake his death to save his life? Yeah, he did. Just like the 3 posthumous albums, Michael Escape, and then A Rare Pearl, Come and Get It, A Rare Pearl. And then the song Mama's Pearl ain't even called Mama's Pearl. It's called Guess Who's Making Whoopee with a Girlfriend. I'm just saying, on the album. And Come and Get It also happens to be attached to the death hoax clue of the Beatles. And the song Come and Get It with the Beatles was a part of the Paul is Dead with the Abbey Road album and the Walkin'. It's just all just there. Okay, Michael's clues that he left us. Okay, so we are going to start off with this, okay, with this from Jafar, right? There was something that went on with Jafar a few years ago. I'm not quite sure what it is. And Jafar is Jermaine Jackson's son, okay? And he posted this. Let me see. Okay, he posted this. Ironically, coincidentally, or maybe on purpose, June 24th, 2020. And it says, it's easier to fool people than to convince them they have been fooled. Boy, have I learned that that is the truth, right? It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they've been fooled. You know, I know Trump people get mad at me, just a few, not many. But yeah, so Trump supporters are just like, no matter what he does, because they don't want to admit that they were taken. Okay. And maybe that's why some of the anger about me mentioning that Michael Jackson faked his death comes towards me, because they're like, no way, it couldn't have happened. What are you talking about? You know, well, I have, 4 documentaries, got enough information for a 5th. I got over 600 videos. I have thousands of posts. I got an e-movie book, 115,000 word e-movie book. I got, I don't know, just so much. Oh, and a short film, So if you want to know why I believe Michael faked his death, I got plenty of information. I have stuff that you can pay for, and then I have stuff that is free. Okay, all my videos on YouTube are free. But if you want to get to it quick and you want good production value and you want a good storyline and you want it to be boom, 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 then the docuseries is for you. But if you have enough time to watch 600 videos, have at it. Have at it. It's on my YouTube channel /Pearl Jr. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here we go with the Elvis clues. Okay. Michael and Elvis. The first one is the name, right? The name. What was Elvis's middle name, right? Was Elvis's middle name Elvis A. Aaron Presley or Elvis 1A Aaron Presley? Okay. This is supposedly the gravestone at Graceland, right? So it has 2 A's here. August 16th, 1977, right? Here is the father, Lisa Marie, and it's kind of nice, and it says all kind of wonderful things about Elvis, right? So, but what is Elvis's name? Okay, hold on. But guess what? That's the tombstone. Michael took this to a much more advanced level. All right, so here is, we don't have Michael's copy to his Social Security card. Never been released, but it wouldn't matter. But here is Aaron, Elvis Aaron Presley with one A. All right, so what else do I have? All right, so then we have Elvis's signature on something. Okay, and it's him and Priscilla Presley, wife. There are, it was 1972, this day, August 15th, 1972, which was yesterday. Wow, which was yesterday, but 1972, 5 years, almost exactly 5 years before his death announcement or his death. He signed it, Aaron, with two A's, Presley. And then there's Priscilla. All right. All right, but this one here is, where is it? Elvis's birth certificate. So we don't have Michael's birth certificate, but this is supposed to be Elvis's birth certificate. Here it is here. And they used to fill it out by writing it. His birth certificate has one A. Elvis Aaron Presley with one A. All right. But the death certificate, which is the most important one, does it match the birth certificate? Okay, well, here is the autopsy. Okay, so the autopsy has 1A. All right, this is the Elvis autopsy, so that would match the death certificate, right? Do I have Elvis's death certificate? Let me see. Okay, let me put this down. And let me see if it even exists. Okay, let's see. Because I do I gotta call him back. I gotta call him back. He's gonna be like, oh, she put me on ignore. She hung up on me because it only rang twice, right? People know that little trick. When it goes to voicemail, immediately they know that you put annoyed on there. So he gonna talk junk to me. He's my friend. I've known him since I was 13 years old, since 8th grade, right? All right, because I have friends that I've known like since high school and junior high school and elementary school, because I have friends that I've had for my whole life. I have a friend that I met in 4th grade in elementary school. Still my friend to this day. All right, so here we go. Let's go to Elvis's death certificate. Elvis Presley death certificate. Let's see if it comes up. Elvis death, here it is. Okay, certificate of live birth. Let's see. Elvis's, there's his autopsy. Let's see. I'm looking at images. Okay, I'm looking at images. Elvis birth certificate, Elvis autopsy, which I already got. Elvis death certificate. Okay, let's see. Elvis, oh, this is what they have. They have the same thing that I have, which is the autopsy. Okay, I guess maybe the autopsy is the death certificate. Report autopsy team, drug related. Okay, so I'm not sure that there is an Elvis death certificate out here, but there's an autopsy. What's this? What's this one here? Let's see what this is. Certificate of death. Oh man, I gotta make it bigger. Oh man, I hate when they do that, don't you? When they make it so small. Certificate of live birth. Let's see. People can fake stuff, so we gotta be real careful. All right, so let's see. Elvis, that's Vernon Presley. Certificate of, no, that's the daddy's. That's Vernon's death certificate. So we don't want that. So I don't think there is a death certificate for Elvis. Live birth. Evidence, Elvis alive. Let's see what this is now. Okay, so it's 1A, but you see what I'm saying, okay, the middle name. And we both know that every single solitary Michael Jackson death document is in the wrong name of Michael Joseph Jackson. I gave the coroner an opportunity to correct it, sent him copies of Michael's driver's license in which he said that's how he identified the body, through a California driver's license. And I sent him the driver's licenses, even the one from the FBI file with the application to the driver's license that said Michael Joe Jackson. Okay. And he still did not go, oops, oh, I'm so sorry. Then I got a letter from the DMV confirming that the driver's licenses that I sent were true. They told me that verbally on the phone. Then she said she had nothing from the coroner and nothing with the name Michael Joseph Jackson on it. Okay? Nothing for my request. Nothing per my request, which was I asked for a driver's license in the name of Michael Joseph Jackson. It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. So that's one way that Michael Jackson copied Elvis's death. There's more stuff, okay? And then you can kind of go through some more Elvis stuff, Aaron, you know what I mean? But it's not that wrong, because we have his social security number, his card. We also have his birth certificate, and we have the autopsy. Those middle names match. With Michael, not one death document uses the name Michael Joe Jackson. Not one. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to some more stuff that I have here. That's how he, just like Elvis. Okay, so here is an article about somebody who she's killing me with science. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, his name Dolby, Thomas Dolby. I love that song. I believe he's killing me with science. Woo, woo. I think that's who Thomas Dolby sang. I think that's the song he sang. I didn't look it up. But he said when he went and visited Michael in the 80s, Michael said, when I die, said Michael, I want to die like Elvis. That's weird, huh? Well, that's him telling a story. Okay, to Rolling Stones magazine. Okay. And what else do I have? Oh, the bodyguards. What happened? So Elvis had bodyguards who wrote a book, and Michael had bodyguards who wrote a book. I'm just saying. Check this out. It even gets better. Okay. Then we have Shauna Mangatal. Right? There's a book from Priscilla, Elvis and Me, and then you got Shauna's book, Michael and Me. I'm just saying, but that's for real. You know, we all know that they had the real relationship. She knew Michael. I'm not sure how much of a relationship they were in, but they knew each other, and you know, she was friends with him. Okay. All right. I mean, to kind of compare it, like Priscilla's a little stretch of an imagination. All right, then there's also the other book, the Elvis tapes. Where is it? I know I have it. The Elvis tapes. Oh man, I know I have it. The Elvis tapes. Okay, Elvis tapes. Oh, I didn't save that one. Oh, I'm so sorry. I had it closed, didn't I? Okay, hold on. Let me look it up. Sylvia, I still use the stand you gave me. Thank you so much. It was so useful. Okay, Elvis. Okay, hold on. Let me look at my wonderful, wonderful archives that are now on my new computer. Okay, so we're gonna do Elvis tapes, Michael Jackson tapes. Right? Elvis tapes, Michael Jackson tapes. I'm telling you. I mean, really, Michael? Really? You know, I'm just saying. Okay? Come on. There's the Elvis. Come on. It's in here. I know it's in here. Okay? Elvis tapes, Michael Jackson tapes. Okay? Oh, man. I know it says no matches. You got it. It's in here. Elvis tapes. Because I saw it just a little while ago. Here it is, right here. Here it is, right here. Rabbi Smurley. And this was in 2001. So Michael really was planning to fake his death in 2001. All right. The Michael Jackson tapes, the Elvis tape. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, and people want to get on me as if I'm the bad guy for noticing. As if I'm the bad guy for taking notice. I am an investigative journalist. I have a bachelor's of arts degree in radio, TV, media. Okay, so I'm just doing my job. Okay, there's more. A job that I love doing because I was credentialed media at Michael's 2005 trial. So I just continued on with that, All right. So let's do, oh, there's a whole bunch. Here's a big old list. Okay. Here's a huge list. Okay. All right. Here's a huge list. Hold on. I'm just going to name a few. It's just so much. Somebody did a big giant comparison, and I'll just read a few. All right. Both their deaths were claimed to be drug and heart related. Both died at home. They both taken by ambulance, even though already dead. They both received CPR on the way to the hospital and both declared dead at the hospital. Both had a weak pulse after CPR in the hospital before they declared dead. That's not true. There was no weak pulse. You got to go back and listen. Conrad Murray said that, but it was never backed up by the EMT doctors, emergency room doctors. Both deaths led to an investigation into their doctors. Both deaths were announced by family members. Elvis Vernon Presley, and then by Elvis's dad, and Michael by Jermaine. In both cases, the personal doctor was at the scene when the EMT arrived. The bodies of both underwent 2 autopsies, and in both cases, only one of the autopsy reports were released. Isn't that funny? Golly. The autopsy results in both cases are questionable. Both were entombed in unmarked graves. Well, unmarked. Michael is not dead, though. Okay. Elvis's coffin was later reburied at Graceland. Michael's tomb remains unmarked to this day. Both were entombed in guarded mausoleums. Their names were both mentioned were not mentioned in the 911 call. Dang, Michael studied Elvis, boy. Both were buried in coffins that had to be pre-ordered and were flown in from other states. Belongings of both were auctioned against their will after their quote-unquote deaths. Both were patients of Dr. Elias Ganem, the Elvis doctor to the stars. Oh, I don't remember his name. I'm going to have to look him up. Both were patients of Dr. Elias Ganem. We got to look that up. In both cases, money and jewelry were missing from the home. I don't know. It is rumored that Elvis took the helicopter flight hours after his death. It is rumored that Michael Jackson took a flight from L.A. I don't know. Both adored their mothers, okay. Derek Clones has published numerous articles alleging finding the secret diary of both kings. Never really, just pieces of paper. No diary, Derek. Elvis tour manager Joe Esposito has been Michael Jackson's road manager for a short time after Michael's death. Oh, both had received death threats and were extorted. Both had foreign managers at the time of death. I guess Dr. Tome. That's not true. There's a letter that Michael Jackson fired Dr. Tome one day before my birthday, which was May 5th, 2009. Both are highly interested in numerology. Elvis 8, Michael 7 and 11 and 1. John Bronco was an attorney for Elvis Presley's estate and is the administrator of the Michael Jackson estate. Okay, that's pretty good. So now let's look up this Elias Ganem. Let's look that up. Elias Ganem. Okay. You just can't remember everything. And Paul Gungaware, which was the co-CEO of AEG Live, was also working for Elvis manager, the Colonel, at the time of the death announcements as well. Okay. Hold on. Let's go to, here we go. Paul Gungaware. Okay, here we go. That other quote from the last video, I think it was the last video or the one before that with the hawk, that was from Giovanni's book, Giovanni Jackson's, Joe Jackson's Love daughter, love child. Okay, that was from her book. All right, so this one, let's see. His personal physician in London for the O2 Arena, as well as the build-up to the shows. Williams told Murray to expect a call from Paul Gungaware to formalize the agreement. Paul Gungaware was the co-CEO of AEG Live. He began working for Concerts West in the mid-1970s and had worked with such stars as the Beach Boys, Led Zeppelin, and Elvis Presley, among others. In fact, Gungaware was working alongside Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis Presley, when Elvis died in 1977. In a case of coincidentally also related to prescription drugs, this time given to Presley by his doctor Nick. In an email written by Gungaware on July 5, 2009, Gabe Sutter, a computer technician involved in an earlier Jackson tour, Gungaware wrote, "I was on the Elvis tour when he died, so I kind of knew what to expect." I'm just saying, Michael so much copied it, okay? Gannon, Elias Gannon. Let's look up Dr. Elias Gannon and Michael Jackson. I learned stuff when I'm going through stuff for you guys. Okay, Elias Gannon. Let me get to that. Move this out of the way. I got so much stuff saved. I got so much more stuff. Okay, Dr. Elias Gannem Gannon, Elvis, Michael Jackson. Oh, nothing came up. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. Let me go back. Where is it? Where is it? Here. Let me go back. The spelling of this. To the spelling. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. Okay. Dr. Elias Gannon. Elias, Gannon. G-H-A-N-N. Elias. Okay, let's go back. Elias. Dr. Elias Gannon. G-H-A, Elvis Michael. Okay, here we go. From the deathbed of Elvis, long time had a secret wife. I don't care. Okay. Okay. Dr. Gannon, a doctor to Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson. Oh my God. All right, let's Control F and let's look up Jackson. Okay, here we go. This was in 2001. Okay, this article was in 2001. Elias Gannon, physician to the stars, dies at 62. That was in 2001, the day before Michael's birthday. Okay, Elias Gannon, a doctor to Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson, who became the chairman of Nevada State Athletic Commission, died Monday at age 62. Wow, he was young. Let's see. Let's do Control F and let's see if there's any other, or is it just in an article? Jackson, nope, that's the only time Michael's mentioned in the whole article. All right, so I learned something new. Another doctor. Isn't that something? It's just amazing. Michael copied Elvis. He got so into Elvis. Plus I do a comparison with not the father announcing Elvis dead, but the news report and Jermaine, how they copied that. Okay, in my Alive docu-series, and there's so much more. Okay, one of my favorite connections. Okay, and then there's a lot in this article. Let me just show you guys what this is. It is this. This is where I got it from. Okay, here. Michael Jackson and Elvis, death, hoax, and numerology theories alive. Okay, so this is where and this was posted in 2011. Okay, this is it. This is Elvis. I mean, they just did a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, look, the colors of Elvis the King, Michael Jackson, the King of Pop, Neverland, Graceland, wrong middle names, but Elvis is not exactly Michael's. And then there's just more stuff. This girl who wrote the book. When I read this book, okay, the Elvis tapes, oh my God. That's when I became a believer. Okay, look at somebody named Mike Joseph, who was a photographer for Elvis. Isn't that funny? I mean, there are such things as coincidences. Some things are really, really synchronized through, the spirit. And this girl here, she's the one that wrote the book. The Elvis tapes. The book I just showed you guys. Her name, oh my God, what is her name? I know her name. Gail Burrow Giorgio. Yep, is Elvis Alive? That's the book. Okay, the Elvis tapes. And then they just show a whole bunch of stuff. So if you guys wanna go ahead and look this stuff up on your own and just get really, 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 really deep into it, please do. Here you go. I mean, this person, this person really went out of their way and put together, great stuff. Okay, great stuff. So here's the whole thing. Okay, now, do I think Elvis faked his death? I don't know. I don't know if Elvis faked his death or not. I have no idea. I didn't study Elvis like I've studied Michael. I know that Michael copied Elvis. I know that much. Okay. And this is one of my favorite ones. Okay. Let's see. Did I show that Elvis found on the floor, like Michael was on the floor on the bed, Elvis on the floor on the bed when they were found, quote unquote, dead. Lisa Marie Presley. She said, before I get to my favorite, Lisa Marie Presley, she said, Michael said he'd end up just like Elvis. Okay, just like Elvis. Said MJ once predicted he was headed down the same path as Elvis, who died at the age of 42 after battling addiction to prescription drugs. On her blog this morning, Lisa Marie said Michael once told her, "I'm afraid that I'm going to end up just like Elvis." Okay, end up like Elvis, the way he died. She goes on to say, "I promptly tried to deter him from the idea, at which point he just shrugged his shoulders and nodded almost matter of fact as if to let me know he knew what he knew, and that was kind of that. He just knew what he knew." She said it wasn't a sham. Yeah, it was, Lisa. Stop lying. It was a sham. It's proven it was a sham. Okay? It's proven because it was illegitimate. Because you couldn't marry someone else because you were still married. You hadn't been divorced long enough in the Dominican Republic. End of story. End of story. Okay? All right. So then, let's see. Let me make sure I'm going through all my fun stuff until and then Elvis died in 1977, 77. I'm just saying. Okay, so then we're going to get to, I want to make sure I went through all this stuff before I get to my fun stuff. Okay, let's see. All right, yep. Oh, okay, here we go. World Weekly News, right? World Weekly News, right? 1994, Michael Jackson plans to fake his death. 1998, Michael Jackson plans to fake his death. June 20th, 2009, 5 days before the death announcement, Michael Jackson plans to fake his death. On death announcement day, they say Michael Jackson faked his death, right? I mean, boom, boom. And on the Michael album, they got the little bit of World Weekly News there. Well done, Michael. Now, Elvis and World Weekly News. These are the fun ones. Elvis and World Weekly News. Here we go. Elvis and World Weekly News. Let's do this. And here we go. Elvis is alive. World Weekly News. Elvis is alive. Here we go. All right, let's go to another one. And Elvis is alive. World Weekly News. Okay. And then we have another. Elvis is alive and running for president. Elvis in 08. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just telling you guys the facts, right? And then, of course, we have Michael and World Weekly News, right? And you can find some more Elvis is alive, Elvis faked his death. Okay, and then we have the March 29th, 1994. Michael Jackson plans to fake his own death. We got that. And we also have World Weekly News on June 25th. Michael faked his own death on June 25th. And then, what was that? Was this the 20th? Where's the 20th? Okay, just like Elvis. Okay, that was that. And then I know I have the other one. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, this is the comment on June 25th, 2009, underneath that Michael Jackson plans to fake his own death. And then there's somebody that's talking about how the paramedics say that the body wasn't Michael Jackson's, that it looked like somebody just undergone recent surgery, which was the cryonic body double because it didn't heal all the way. Okay, because if you're frozen before your skin cells all the way die, they're frozen and they're still living and they're still viable. So it didn't heal all the way, but you can do surgery and put on cream and all this stuff to preserve the living organisms of your skin. Okay, I'm going to look up how long does your skin live for. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. June 20th, June 25th. Where's June? Oh, here we go. This was posted on June 20th. Right here. June 20th. And then 5 days later, and World Weekly News. Yes, World Weekly News. These are both from World Weekly News. World Weekly News. Okay? Just letting you guys know. Okay? That Michael copied Elvis's death hoax. And he let people know that he was planning on faking his death. It had been in Michael's mind for a long time. That's why we have the interest in Michael and zombies and ghosts and werewolves and, all these, Michael loved the werewolf in London. You die and you come back. Michael said his favorite character was morph. So you could morph into somebody else, right? Michael was into a lot of fantasy. He was into a lot of illusions, a lot of magic tricks. He even sung a song for Siegfried and Roy. Siegfried and Roy. They're both dead now, I think. So those are kind of my Michael Jackson, Elvis, Presley comparison. Now, I said I was going to look up something. Who remembers what I said I was going to look up? Oh, Lord, what did I say I was going to look up? Oh, man, because that was fun. Come on, who remembers? What did I say I was going to look up? I'm looking for the comments. Who remembers what I said I was going to look up? I believe Michael Jackson faked his death. My baby is watching with me live with you. Oh, your baby's going to have a birthday. Mandy Freeberg. She had a birthday. She had a baby on Michael Jackson's birthday. He was being targeted. Yeah, of course he was being targeted. Why do you think he faked his death? Right, that's why he faked his death, to escape the BS. Let's see, what was I going to look up? Who remembers? Skin cells. Woo, Jess, go ahead. How long do skin cells live for once you die? Once dead, how long do skin cells live? Okay, let's see. Muscle cells live on for several days. Look at this. See, when you freeze someone, the skin cells, muscle cells live on for several hours. Bone and skin cells can stay alive for several days. It takes around 12 hours for the human body to be cooled to the touch and 24 hours to cool the core. Rigor mortis commences after 3 hours and lasts until 36 hours after death. Okay. All right. Let me explain something to you guys. Who is this? Who just sent me something? Let me see. Let me see if it's important. Too bad, can't interact on your live. I know, but honey, I'm on live. Could you just wait? Because I'm going to get a little notification. All right. So a lot of people don't realize that the coma thing, with Michael in a coma and the benzodiazepines, that were found in the body that were inconsistent with how many bottles he had, how many pills he had left in the bottles. It didn't match. But the benzodiazepines overdose, right? That was a contributing factor to what they say caused the death. It was propofol intoxication, which we have learned through testimony that propofol was ingested after death, right? For propofol levels to get that high per Dr. Schaefer, right? And then we learned that there was a lot of benzodiazepines. Most people that have a benzodiazepines overdose, they go into comas. Remember, it was also reported that Michael was in a coma, remember? All right. So when you are on your deathbed and you are on life support, which means you're still alive and your heart is still pumping, the cryonics team can come in and they could freeze your body. They can freeze your body. Okay? They can start the cooling process, right? Once you are declared dead, the second you are declared dead, they start the cryonics cooling process. So as many cells that, like your liver, your kidneys, or whatever, are still alive. Okay? They're still alive. You're legally dead, but it's your skin cells, your muscles, your bones, certain things are still alive. So when they start the cooling process, they keep everything animated in motion. It's just the death stops because they're cooling you off, you know? So that's why they can freeze like hearts and stuff like that to do transplants, to do heart transplants and all that other stuff, right? And so that's what I believe happened with Michael, because we got Oscar Quintana, aka Carlton Austin Guy, right? We have him in the coroner's office, unclaimed body, aka Michael Jackson. You got to watch the Alive docuseries if you don't know what I'm talking about, right? And that body died December 10th, 2008. December 2008. Let's look it up real quick. Let's look it up. You know, I got so much info. I know it was 2008. I think it was December 10th, 2008, my mother's birthday. Let's see. Carlton Guy. Let's look it up. Carlton Guy. And that is on the coroner's website. I don't know if it's still there. Carlton Guy. Oh, I gotta look in my files. Carlton Guy. Just Carlton is enough. How many Carltons I got in here? Okay. Here we go. Carlton Guy. So many screenshots. Okay, I got, so many screenshots of Carlton Guy. I just got it screenshot. Okay, Carlton, what is this one? Oops, sorry. Oh. Okay, here we go. And that's when the Michael album, look what I did here. I Live, which is on the Michael album, on his lips, as if to say, read my lips, I live. Okay? And it was December 10th, 2007. Okay? So a year and a half, 2007. Okay? See? Carlton Guy, Oscar Quintana, Michael Jackson? What the heck? Okay, his date of birth was June 5th, 1959. So he's just a year younger, right? And 12/10/2007 is the date of death. That's who I believe is the chronic body double, and they did surgery on it because people were saying it didn't look like Michael. When we got the detective who saw the dead body, who watched parts of the autopsy, say on TV with a camera in front of him, okay, the body looked nothing like Michael Jackson. So I don't know what Karen Faye is talking about. Let's go back to Karen Faye real quick. I did the video with Karen Faye that's on, that I think I released, and with Karen Faye, she's describing, she 9 hours to do what? 9 hours, and then she gonna say something with the eyes. They embalming. They put little cups, half cups in the eyes. Okay, and then they put something under them in case they collapse, and then they glue the eye shut. So what are you talking about? Something with the eyes, that his eyes were, I'm just saying, hold on. We're going to do Karen Faye real quick, and then I'm going. I got to go. I got places to go, okay? I think I did that on my Facebook page, okay? Or I can just Google Karen Faye. I can just Google, not Google, Karen Faye, description of corpse. Here it is. Let me open it. Okay, so if she's supposed to, her, Dennis Tompkins, who is dead, rest in peace, and Michael Bush, they said that they dressed Michael's body for 9 hours. 9 hours? They said that on TV, on 60 Minutes or 2020, one of them, right? 9 hours. My God, what the hell are you doing with a corpse for 9 hours that fell asleep and supposedly died? No crash, no, burning, no scarring, none of that. So this is what she said after she called me crazy. I ain't crazy. All right. And the casket was never opened. So 9 hours. All right. She said after 2 autopsies, his brain and eyes removed. If the eyes were removed, they put stuff in there and they seal them shut. So what does that have to do with how you're making up his body? In the Alive docuseries, when they get the brain, they cut it from the back, not from the front. I show you that in the Alive docuseries, Alive 4, after his lips were torn apart from trying to force air in his body. I looked at all the so-called death photos. There was no abrasion, no cut or nothing in any of the lips on there. So, and then we don't see this much of the lip. This much is we don't get to see. So something right here was that damaged that you guys needed 9 hours. Then they didn't even put a new outfit on Michael, right? They didn't even, Michael Bush and Dennis Hopkins didn't create a new outfit. They made a duplicate of an outfit that already existed. Why Michael don't wear duplicate outfits? When Michael makes an appearance, he gets a new outfit, right? So they said duplicate because they know the other one still exists. I do not believe that, and Forrest Lawn has said they never had Michael's body. Okay, I'm just saying, it's just all just so freaking ridiculous. And there's much more. Okay? So, anyway, guys, this is Pearl Jr. Make sure you go out and you watch the Alive trilogy and Alive 4 if you haven't already, if you need any of the blanks filled in. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Michael Ain't Dead, which is great news, right? Why would people be mad at me proving that Michael Jackson's alive? That is just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news, right? The best news ever. All right, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.